All right, listen,
The last one was better.
I want to go and start this episode off by saying we're recording this in the morning, and the reviewer, well, I'm recording in the morning. Gabe is recording it in the afternoon for him. But the review we're about to do is something sweet, and I haven't eaten anything yet. So if I go crazy on it, I don't want to hear nothing in the comments. All right, just leave me be.
Leave you be. Leave you be. How intense do you think this is gonna be?
Well, I'm hungry. I'm pretty hungry, bro.
Yeah,
and
I only had
I can do some damage when I'm hungry.
Yeah, that's true. I've never seen a man eat the way Tyler
He
eats.
said I've never seen
Tyler,
a man.
every time, it doesn't matter how long since it's been his last meal, eats like it's his first meal.
Hey, man. It's called gratefulness. All right?
Hey, amen. I love that. All right,
well,
but let's start it since you're hungry.
Welcome back to the Catching Up podcast. My name is Tyler.
My name's Gabriel.
And I'm going to be so for real right now. I think this is episode 6?
I think so.
7?
I think
8?
so.
Hey,
6,
well,
7?
you know what? Whatever.
6, 7?
6, 7? All
Trying
right.
to keep up with the days.
We're canceled.
Trying to be hip.
Yeah, bro. I couldn't imagine being in high school when that was a thing. But I'm sure we did some dumb stuff too. Anyways, let's go ahead and cue up that intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start.
And here's the intro because this is getting weird.
I this thing. This thing is thick.
It's fluffy.
Honestly, bro, these things are so good. To let your actions of being a Christian speak louder than your words. So
If we can't control that ourselves, then it's like, who can? God can.
Catching Up podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.
All right, Tyler hyped this thing up out the wazoo to the point that I've had to wait because I'm sure you guys noticed we went 1 week without an episode and then another week with a vault.
I'm
So
sure
clearly-
they noticed. I'm sure
every single all of the thousands of listeners that we have noticed. And yeah, life happens sometimes. So this has been sitting in my freezer for like a week and a half now, and I've just been staring at it.
Well, hopefully it's
Tyler
not freezer
decided
burn.
to eat his.
Yeah, I did.
So he ate his, so he knows exactly what it tastes like.
I mean, I had it. The thing is that, okay, for review purposes, but the people watching the full episode, you're going to get the more quote unquote real scoop. Like, I've had this before. I just thought it was something we should review because this brand is great. And
I've never had it.
Yeah, he's never had it. I think you guys would all like it. You can get it at Sprouts. But anyways, like, obviously I'm still going to do the review. I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, I've never had this. But like, I'm going to like, obviously still give some reaction to it. So anyways, yeah, we're going to be trying the tropical mango gelato. This is by Gelato Boy. You can find this at any Sprouts location. I don't know where else they carry it. I just get it at Sprouts because that's where I go grocery shopping. And yeah, it's an Italian recipe. It's gluten-free. And literally the calories are so good on this, especially for like a sweet treat, right? 150 calories for 2.5 servings. So meaning it's like, what is that, like 375 for the whole container? Now keep in mind, if you go and get like a Ben & Jerry's or a Haagen-Dazs or something, you're probably looking upwards of like 800 to 1,500, just depending on what's in the ice cream. So like if you're looking for like a sweet treat, like you could even eat just half of this and it would be under 200 calories. So like really, really good treat. Now they obviously have, they have ice cream versions like it, but it's still gelato, but it's like, peanut butter chocolate chip and cookies and cream, which the salty cookies and cream is the best. This is the best like fruit one I've found. All the fruit ones are great though, but the salty cookies and cream is like insane. That one's a little bit higher calorie, but still less than like the traditional ice creams. So, anyways, that was just again for the full viewers. But yeah, we're gonna be
just for the people that didn't fully see it, it's an Italian recipe, dairy-free, vegan, and gluten-free. So to me, that sounds like it tastes like Dookie. So let's see.
And that means that anybody can eat it. It's like literally anybody.
Literally. Also, remember, you make me melt.
It does say that.
Honestly, it looks pretty good.
Dude, I'm telling you. So like, go ahead and get
Let's
the
see
look,
the scoop.
Get the look. So I'm telling you, did
Oh.
you let it melt a little bit? Nice. Oh wow, look at that. He's got the orange peel.
All right.
See, I'm ready. Even going like that. I just get a
I'm
nice
so
little
excited.
All right, cheers it up.
Cheers. Damn, boy. That is creamy.
Right, bro? Like,
Wow, that is really good. This tastes like the...
and it tastes real. It tastes like a real mango, bro. Like, seriously.
Yeah, no, this is really, really good. This is better than the... I forget what it's called. It starts with a T. It's like a clear container. They have a bunch of gelatos. You can usually find them at Publix.
Oh, Talenti.
They have like the Talenti. It tastes...
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's like the best mango sorbet that you can get in a store. And this is
Bro.
just as good, if not maybe better.
I'm
like,
trying
this
to tell
is
y'all
really
right
good.
now. I've not found a bad flavor of this. Whether you go for the fruit versions, whether you go for the sweeter versions, like they're all 10 out of 10. There's not been a bad one yet. And so like I really love this. Like I just took a chance on it one day cuz like usually like I go Sunday grocery shopping. I'm like, "All right, let me get a little treat." So usually I would get like, you know, just whatever, but I started seeing these and I was like, "Let me try one of these." And I tried one and like literally have not looked back since. Like this is the only like pints of ice cream or sorbet that I've bought since then.
Bro, it's phenomenal. The Italians know something we don't.
They do. I'm going to stop
Wow.
eating it because I'm literally going to eat that whole thing if I don't. But to me, it's a 10 out of 10. It tastes like real mango, which let me look at the... Yeah, I mean, so ingredients really quick. Mango, pineapple, blood orange, water, sugar, you know, a couple of other things, but like not that much. But like I guess they do actually blend the mango, the pineapple. The blood orange is an interesting add. I wonder what... I don't really taste that too much. Maybe it just kind of balances it. But yeah, it's
I don't
a
taste
10
the
out of
lemon either.
It's a 10 out of 10
Sea
for me.
salt.
It's
This
just
is great.
it's-
Like, these are good ingredients.
yeah, great ingredients. It's so good. It's so tasty. It tastes fresh. It tastes real. It doesn't taste like, you know, when you get fruit flavors, it could sometimes be artificial and you're like, that kind of sucks. Like this tastes literally like a mango smoothie. It's so good. Any of the flavors you can try, they're all going to be like insanely good. Like I'm telling you right now, it's this brand, Gelato Boy. Do not sleep. These things are phenomenal.
Look, is there quite a bit of sugar? Yes, it's ice cream.
Sure,
But-
of course.
But not as much as normal ice cream. And there's 98 milligrams of potassium, too.
Dude, and I didn't even notice this now. There's 0 grams of fat. Mm-hmm. There's 0 grams of fat in this. So, like, I understand. Like, yeah, I'm not saying, oh my gosh, eat it every day. But I'm just saying it is a little bit of a healthier alternative to most ice creams. Like, again, if you're getting a Ben & Jerry's or a Haagen-Dazs or even a Talenti, like, those can be pretty calorie dense, too. Like, these
Wow,
are
what
just
do
a
you
really
give it?
good option. I already
Rate
said
it?
10 out of 10. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
No
This is
question,
a 10 out of 10.
bro.
This is a must buy, must try. Like, this
it's
is really good.
so good, bro. And I'm like, I'm so tempted. Maybe we'll bring back because now that you've tried the fruit one, we can bring it back and do like the salty cookies and cream because that one goes so. It's something about the salt in there, bro. Because it's funny. They have a regular cookies and cream one, and then they have the salty one. And the salty one just like it takes it to the next level, bro. It's so good.
Damn, bro.
Anyways, let me get out of my my sweetness.
Your fat boy era.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, when I'm hungry, like I just like food is like that's where it's at for me.
Should
So
we
yeah,
pause really quick and put these back in the
yeah.
freezer?
But you're saying 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
Nice,
Definitely a 10 out of 10.
nice.
Do I
Yeah,
sound
and
weird?
somebody who comes from like a mango, you love mango. Like, is it?
My
pretty on
grandpa has a
point?
mango tree, and it's the best.
Yeah,
Like,
I just
I'm very
remember
particular-
anytime
I'm
I'd go
very
over to bro's
particular about
house.
mango.
He'd be like, "Yo, let me slice you one up."
I love mango. And this, like, genuinely, bro, like, it tastes like real mango. Like, you can tell that they used real fruit, which is why there's a lot of
Yeah.
sugar.
Sure,
But it's
sure.
like, it's healthy sugar. It's like fruit sugar. So, as opposed to, like, additives and, like, whatever
Yeah.
they use.
purees
stevia,
and stuff.
whatever.
Whatever. All right,
No,
we're
this
gonna go
is
put these
phenomenal.
back, so we'll be on a pause for a slight second. Enjoy this video of Gabe doing something. All right, Gabe, do you want to go ahead and set up the topic for this week?
Once I fix my mic, yeah. Sorry, I don't have a fancy mic stand like Tyler's. So, anyways,
Dude, Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Oh crap! Hold on, let me go get my phone. I had my notes on.
All right, so now I gotta go ahead and stall. Okay, so how's everybody's Christmas planning going? Do we have Christmas shopping done yet? Do we have gifts in mind? Do you guys know how to wrap presents? Because I feel like that is the one life skill that I have not gotten down yet, is how to wrap Christmas presents or presents in general, I guess. Just know that if I ever do a Secret Santa with you, you'll probably know which present is mine because of how it's wrapped terribly. So glad we all know each other.
You don't know how to
now.
wrap presents?
No.
Are you serious? What's so hard about it for you? You just gotta close it.
I mean, I just don't know how to make it look neat, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like
one corner at a time.
Like I can get it inside of the wrapping. If you
He's
know.
like, look, will it be fully covered? Yes. Will it look nice?
Just put
No.
it in. Tape. Done.
Okay, cool. Here we go. All right. So today's episode is about Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. No, it's it's just about one thing that I think a lot of people go through I feel like pretty often as life changes, as you find new interests, and it's learning how to. When you go through something and you start something new, you have this fire in you, right? Like it's exciting, like you have this like newfound drive to do it. You want to do it all the time. But then after, life kind of goes back to normal. That fire dies down a little bit. And then it's easy, I feel like, to feel like you almost like lost that like drive or lose that sometimes you just get in a little funk where it's just like you kind of just feel a little defeated. Maybe you lose a little bit of motivation for it because it just doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? My thing, I hate Apple being so connected to each other because I just turned on my old iPhone and it's like, use that instead of microphone. I'm like, no, why would you do that? Anyways, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so it's just like trying to find how to keep going once that first initial like exciting fire starts to burn out, starts to die out. And I think it's applicable to like all areas of life.
Yeah.
Religion, like when you first I'm sure Tyler's gonna speak more about it because like that's something a little newer for him of like what it's like to like find that and then for the first time and then see what it's like after. But one thing that always happens that I feel like everyone always drops, especially after the new year, because we are almost to the next year.
Seriously,
is like the gym, and I feel like it's like the easiest way to put it in perspective is when people usually start going to the gym. They start seeing they're excited. They have all these fitness goals and I know like I went through this where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna gain this much muscle, lose this much fat. I'm gonna look like this. I'm gonna be like this, and my PRs are gonna be this. And then like you start working towards that, and then you start seeing that growth, that change, and you see how your life starts improving through it, and it's super easy to be consistent in the gym when you're seeing results. And one thing that people always forget is that when you go from not working out to like all of a sudden regularly working out, even if it's 3 days a week, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like go work out every single day, but once you start doing that after those first like 2 months, 3 months maybe, you stop seeing growth. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, I feel stagnant. I feel like I'm doing the same things and I'm not seeing the growth I was before. And it's because your body goes into this state of shock, right? You go from like never burning extra calories to all of a sudden you are burning extra calories. So your body does this like kind of goes into the shock mode where you see all these drastic changes because it's trying to adapt, right? And I think a lot of the times people stop going to the gym because, everyone's New Year's resolution is I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to go on a diet. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then they make all these changes for the first couple weeks, first month or so. And then it dies down because then they stop seeing the progress. And that applies to everything. You know what I'm saying? That applies to a new job, faith, any passion you have, acting, music. Like you start taking music lessons, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, I can play so many songs. And then you start practicing, and then you start losing that fire because you're like, okay, well, I already know this, and then you feel like you're stagnant, right? So we're just kind of going over things that we've done to help us in those, what we've seen that worked for us in those types of funks. When it comes to the gym, I was gonna say that I have notes on this actually, because I actually try to write things down. Well, here it was kind of a weird intro. Do you want to pitch in anything? Because I feel like it's always like me talk for 10 minutes, you talk for 10 minutes instead of having an actual conversation.
Well, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm boring him.
Hey, it's still the morning for me.
Hey, we've been off for 2 weeks too.
Yeah, for real. No, yeah, I agree. I think that that's something that applies, like you said, to every single facet of our lives. And I think it's something that like can be in the bigger things, but can also be in the smaller things. It's like, for example, when you get a new place, right? You get a new apartment, you get into a house. It's like you get everything organized, you get everything clean, and you probably stay on top of that for like a couple of weeks or like a couple of months. And then like, as life starts to get in the way and things come up and you get more comfortable in the situation, you kind of just start to fall. And then like, you might pick it back up and then fall. And it's those ebbs and flows. And I think it's just like, I think one of the biggest things for it is like just the comfortness of it all, right? You just become so comfortable with the situation, right? Like you go to the gym for 3 months, you see all these results, and then you're like, yeah, I'm not seeing as many results. And so you're like, all right, cool. I'm cool with this. Like I'm fine with this. Like you stop pushing, right? You stop like trying to go the extra mile. And that's like really where it starts to change, right? Because the thing is like a lot of the times with these things, gym, faith, diet, like a lot of the times we look into them for this immediate change, or like, hey, this is going to help me. And it does. And then I feel like once you get some sort of, benefit from that, you're kind of like the excitement of it wears off. And even though that benefit will still be there, like, again, let's just use the gym because it's a very easy example. Like if you go to the gym for 3 months and you see all these results and stuff, and like, let's say you lost a bunch of weight, can you just stop going to the gym? No, you're probably going to gain all that weight back. You're probably going to lose all that muscle that you gained. But if you continue to go, yeah, you can slip up in different areas, but because it's so consistent, like, let's say you accidentally like ate out too much this weekend or this and that. But if you're still going to the gym, you're still being consistent in that, like it'll still keep you where you're at or help you to at least, maintain that and then work towards losing that weight that you might have extra gained. But again, I think it's just the comfortness of it all. And I think one of the biggest things, I actually came across a video the other day of Johnny Chang speaking, and he was saying how like, because he was answering literally this question, but like about faith. He's a big like Christian, advocate on the social media scene, and he just does lives and answers questions. And somebody was like, how do you keep going when the excitement and the fire wears off or whatever, because especially with faith, right? Like when you first come to your faith, there is a huge fire there. There is a huge spark there. And you're just feeling like you want to tell everybody and you want to go and, you want to tell the nations and you want to, always be talking about it and always be learning about it. And then when that initial excitement wears off, he was like, that's where real faith begins. And I think that was such like I never even like really thought about it like that. And I think it applies to all these different areas because it's like, yeah, we all get excited about things. Like when I was a kid and I developed a new hobby of like magic or yo-yoing or whatever it was, like I was so excited for it. And then after a few months, I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. It's like when you buy a kid a toy, they're so excited. They love it for a month or two and then they throw it away. They don't want it anymore, right? So it's like, now as adults, I feel like we still have those tendencies, but like with actual things in our lives. And so like, for example, with faith, it's like, yeah, when you come to the faith, it's such an exciting thing and it's exhilarating and all these different emotions and feelings. And then you get into it and things start to become hard. Your faith starts to get tested, of course, by God. And that's when you start to really see, oh, this is what being a Christian is. Oh, this is what having true faith is. You know what I mean? Like it's not It's not all the little things that you thought when you're like, oh, this is my life now. Like, no, everything wears off. And so it's like, that's where it really begins, right? It's even like, think about it in a relationship example. Like you have the honeymoon phase where like the first few months, you guys are getting to know each other and you're having fun going out and doing things for the first time and having experiences. It's exciting. It's all this. You have butterflies, this. And then, after that few month period, like, again, I'm not saying it's like, oh, I don't like this person anymore. I mean, maybe sometimes in the past, but for the most part, it's like that excitement. Let's just use that because I think that's the best term to use. It wears off and things become normal and things become, a day-to-day type of thing. And that's where the real relationship begins. That's when you really understand, hey, am I actually falling in love with this person? Do I like who they are as a person? Not just because like we can do a bunch of things together. It's like, do I actually want to live the day-to-day with them? Do I want to do the day-to-day with them? The conversations, the problems, things that come my way. Like, can they be somebody I can count on and support? Like, it's just a lot of these things, when we first get to them, it's almost like that trial period where like it's super fun and everything. And then you got to pay for it after the free month period. And it's like, do I really want to pay for it or not? And again, that's just a transactional example. But like, again, it's one of those things where like, after that excitement, it's like, do I really want to pursue this? Do I really want to continue doing this? Because now you have to put in the effort when you don't want to. And that's when things become hard. But I also believe, like Johnny Chang said, that's when real faith begins in all aspects of like different things that applies to.
Yeah. What you were saying, when you start going into that in that first 3 months, let's just use that because I feel like if we use that term, it'll be easier to contain it.
Yeah.
But like, 3 month honeymoon phase, 3 month excitement phase, 3 month of this new passion that you found, right? The reason it's so exciting is because it's new, it's different.
Yeah.
And that's what we all love. That's what we all want and strive for, is like for something new, something exciting, something different in life. But when you start doing those things consistently, it is no longer new, exciting, and different. It becomes normal. It becomes your day to day. And I think that's where faith, not necessarily just faith, because faith, a lot of other things roll into that too, but like relationships or working out and like new job and things like that. That's when we start being like, man, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I don't like this. Maybe I do want to stop. And that's where you were saying, like, do you think you should just stop working out? No, but it's because it's no longer new. It's your normal day to day. So it's like, one thing I found for me that applies to everything is like trying new things within the thing that you already were excited about, right? So working out. Usually people start, they work out the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a routine. They have, what's it called? I'm blanking on the word.
A program?
The program, plan.
Workout program, yeah.
Yeah, a workout program. You're like, Monday I'm gonna do chest and buys, and the next day I'm gonna do back and leg, or whatever the combinations are. You always do the same thing. So it's like when you switch things up, maybe I'm gonna do legs and abs today, or maybe I'm gonna try a different exercise. You know what? Instead of maybe like weightlifting today, I'm gonna focus on mobility and stretching to see how I feel. You know what I'm saying? You're reading your Bible and the Old Testament's starting to get real boring. Guess what? Why don't you take a second, pause, and go read a different book? You can always go back, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or like,
exactly.
Finish that book out, finish that chapter out, whatever you need to do. But it's like when things start getting boring and you feel like you're losing that fire, see what you can do to switch it up to make it intriguing again. Maybe you start, faith-wise, right? Read a different book. Go join a small group. Go find a mentor that you can talk to, or a friend that you can just talk to about it. You know what I'm saying? With the gym, same thing, right? Find an accountability partner. Find a gym buddy. Find a coach. Find a class maybe once a week that you like. Go do. I love Zumba. Zumba's awesome. Like I love doing that thing. So it's like, if you're getting bored of weightlifting, go do something else. Go run.
Yeah.
Go try that. Go. I think we get so stuck on like, I did this worked, and this is how I did it, and now I'm bored, so I don't want to do it anymore, and it's not working for me anymore. I don't see the results I was doing anymore. It's because it becomes your day to day. You don't get stronger by lifting 20-pound dumbbells every single day for the rest of your life. You're never going to be able to pick up I mean, I don't really know if that's fully true, but the moral of it, right? Like if your goal is to pick up 100 pounds with one hand, you're not going to do that by only lifting 20-pound dumbbells. You're going to try to increase. You're going to try to change it. You're going to try to change that way and do different things. And I think that's what keeps things exciting in life. In your relationship, try different dates. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go do a different activity that you don't normally do. You normally go out to dinner. Go out and do like a DIY. Go to Melting Pot where you got to cook your own food. Go, like Tyler loves Dave and Buster's. Maybe go to play mini golf next time,
Yeah.
Trying different things in different aspects, because you can do so many different things, but the same thing at the same time. Yeah. And I think that's one thing that me and a lot of people that I've talked to struggles with is like, it just becomes normal, boring day-to-day lives when you do the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's almost like becoming stagnant in a new place.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say that, especially for the gym example, like I was somebody who was so dedicated and so
Keyword
loyal.
was.
I was so dedicated and so loyal to push-pull leg. That was my go-to routine. I did it for years. I loved it. I was like, this is what it is. And the gym, like, it was becoming, like, of course, like, as my life got busier, it obviously found it was a little bit harder to get to the gym 5 days a week, 6 days a week, which, like, push-pull leg is a 5 to 6 day split. And so I was just like, okay, I feel like I'm failing here because I'm not able to hit all the days I'm supposed to be hitting in the gym, number one. So that already was discouraging me. Number two, I was also just getting bored because it was the same thing over and over and over and over and over again for years, literally years. And I was just like, dude, like, this is just, I have to switch it up. I have to do something different because of those two things combined. And those two things combined were like, it's some nights stopping me from going to the gym because I was just like, either I don't want to do those same workouts tonight, or like B, like I'm not even going to be able to do it this many anyway. So like I'll just go this many times a week instead. Like I would just start creating excuses. And so I was like, I got to switch it up. So then I was like, all right, I'm going to just like look up some stuff on TikTok. One of these influencers I follow, he like recommended a full body workout. He was like, this is what you need.
Shout him out. What you doing, bro?
Well, I forgot. What is he? Higher Up Wellness?
Higher Up Wellness.
Is that his name? Yeah. Higher Up Wellness. He's like, do this full body workout. It's like 3 days a week. And I was like, and I was always the person that was so reluctant to full body workouts. Like I thought they were dumb. I thought they were stupid. I thought they were like lame. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, I'm gonna do push-pull leg.
They're for lazy people that don't want to fully work out.
Yeah, or like, I don't know. I was just like, it just never was really an attractive workout style to me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it because it works with my schedule right now. So I'll be able to hit all the days I'm supposed to hit, and it seems like it's pretty efficient. So I started doing it, and now I've been doing it for like, I think the past, I don't know, probably like 6-7 months. No, I'm not even going to say 6, 7. I've been doing it for the past like
6-8 months.
I've been doing it for the past few, all right, let me recite that. And I've been doing it for the past few months, and I really enjoy it. And again, I'm not having that feeling of failure because I'm able to hit all the days I need to hit. And it gives me extra time within the week to where if I want to get a workout in that's not in the gym, I can't. Like, because right now my split is only a 3-day split. So like if I want to go to the gym an extra 4th or 5th day and do something else, maybe do some like extra cardio or abs or yoga or whatever, I can. Or if I want to go on a run, I can do that on one of my off days. Like I can kind of switch it out versus when I was stuck in this workout program that was 5-6 days a week. It was literally just like, that's my activity. Go to the gym, do this. And so like, sometimes we can be fearful to switch it up because we're like, no, this works for me. This has been consistent for me. This has been steady for me. And it's like, well, no, why not just try it and see if it works? My thing was like, hey, I can try this for a month, Because usually, with workout programs, I think you should at least give them like 4 weeks. And if I don't like it, or if I feel like I'm not like feeling good with it, I can just switch back. It's not that big of a deal. And I think we have to adapt that mindset, in certain things, especially like even when it comes to like dieting, right? Like with diets, it's like you can be scared to maybe try a new diet because like, oh, I'm gonna have to cut all these things out, or I can't have this, or calorie wise, I can't have this much anymore. And it's like, well, just try it and see how it works, and then you can kind of go from there and adjust from there. But I think a lot of the times we're so scared of that change that we just don't do it, So that was kind of like an example from like the change perspective. But I think, something else, when you really got to dig in, like I can go more into the faith because like, I obviously have been a Christian for a lot less than Gabe has, only for like probably like 2 years now. And, I went through that phase of like initial excitement where I was like, it was my world. And like, don't get me wrong, it still is my world, but to the degree of like, I've been able to, wear off and again, don't hear what I'm not saying, wear off the initial excitement, right? Like, it's not that that's not me saying like, yeah, I'm not excited that I'm saved by the Lord. You know what I mean? Like, yes, of course I am. But it's one of those newness factors where it's like, it's everything and it's all you talk about and it's all you look at and it's all you watch and it's all you listen to. And, you then like kind of get out of that and you're like, oh, okay, you kind of land somewhere and you have to figure out, okay, how do I on the daily still keep up, right? Because like, sometimes you get up and you don't want to pray. Sometimes you get up and you don't want to read your Bible, or like you plan to read your Bible later and then you don't, and like these things come and go, and it's like, but it's important that you do, because it's like those are things that are really going to help you, right? It's like, another example that I can give to compare this to with like a fitness example is like yoga. I know I need to be doing yoga every morning, like, or at least my stretches, I need to be stretching every morning, at least 10-15 minutes. I don't need to do anything crazy. A lot of the times I don't want to do it, or I don't want to wake up to do it, but I know that's going to be good for my body. I know that's going to help me long term. And it's the same thing with reading your Bible. And it's the same thing with praying. And it's the same thing with going to church and watching a sermon, or watching a sermon, on TV instead of like watching a show. Like, these things, they build up over time and they really do help you in the long run. So for me, it's just building those small habits and sticking to them, right? Like, if you can build a consistent habit, like again, for the gym, I've been going to the gym since I was like 16. I'm 28 now. And I've always had some sort of, like, I've been in the gym every week, unless, of course, Christmas, whatever. But just the overall general picture, like, I've not like ever quit the gym, quote unquote, because I'm like, I know this is good for my body, whether I want to go or not. I need to build habits so I go. So it's a combination of discipline and habits. But like, I feel like if you can build those small habits, hey, every morning I'm going to pray and then I'm going to read my Bible for 10 minutes, right? Or if you want to do that at night, like, hey, I got to make sure that I'm setting aside this time, and starting with small increments and growing from there, right? Because it's again, even with like the stretching, even if you start out with 5 minutes in the morning, right? And then you can increase to 10 and then 15 and then 20 and then to whatever you want. But like, if you just try to like, it's kind of like when people go on diets and they just go all out, at first, and like, they just, it doesn't last because they haven't found a way to integrate this into their day-to-day lives. So like, they do it hard for a week or two and then they just fall off. They just binge. They just go crazy because you're not building those small habits. So like, making sure that you can build ones that are achievable and grow them from there is the biggest like advice that I can give. And again, even through that, you're going to go through your own funks and ebbs and flows. But like, I really feel that if you can build those consistently, you're just going to be like, no, this is something that's a part of my life. I need to do this. You know what I mean? Again, just like the easiest example, the gym. It's like, this is a part of my life. The gym is literally a part of my life. Like, if I didn't have the gym, I would feel really, really weird, like, and out of sync, because I'm like, this is something I always, like, I can't, like, I can skip a week or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. But like, if I miss like a whole month, I would feel really off. So it's the same thing with all these other things. But if you don't get into the consistent routine of doing them, it's not going to feel that way. So you have to build that base, build that foundation. And then whenever you're out of it for that week or two, if you get into a slump, you'll feel it. You'll feel your body. You'll feel your mind. You'll feel the way you speak, your actions, the way you react to things. And this goes for again, everything. It goes with reading your Bible. It goes with going to the gym, because all these things affect how you feel, how you operate, how you live, how you handle situations. And so, yeah, it's just for me, building those small habits and making sure that you're consistently aiming to do them, with a plan in mind.
At the end of the day, it just boils down to discipline.
Yeah.
That's really all.
And
all
it's
it really
hard,
does
man.
boil down
It's
to.
a hard thing. It's a hard journey.
It's the hardest part. Yeah.
And it's like everybody deals with it. I don't care who you see, who you think on social media has their life perfect. Like, they don't. Yeah, some people might do things a lot better than us, but I'm sure they've went through so much to get to that place. So, like, it is a really good, thing to follow people that you trust online, and, like, whether that be somebody who speaks about, Christianity, or whether that's somebody who speaks about health and wellness, or whether that's somebody who speaks about food and making better things. Like, it's important to find people that you trust, that you can watch for those type of times too, especially in this day and age. We have so much at our fingertips that, you can get that burst, back into your motivation, just through your phone. But it can also be a huge distraction as well. So it's definitely the double-edged sword, and you just got to figure out, like, what am I going to allow to influence me,
Yeah, bro. Well said. I'm trying to think. I felt like I had one more point, but I don't. I think we kind of covered everything within our conversation. Yeah. Oh, reconnect to your why. I think that's something people always forget. And I've been really bad about that. Like, whenever my quote unquote fire starts dwindling, and that initial excitement starts wearing off, like, I never thought about thinking. I never thought about thinking about why it happened in the first place. Why were you excited to read your Bible in the first place? Why were you excited to go to the gym? Why do you want to stretch? Why was this person so exciting and loving? You wanted to spend every waking moment of every day with them. Like, why? Why did it start in the first place? And then, like, just kind of like reliving that, be like, oh wow, like, because I feel like with how much we are intaking on a daily basis, music, social media, people that we interact with, work, just the normal stresses of life, finances, like, we're so overwhelmed with a consistent intake of information,
and
emotions, and thoughts,
bro.
And that's all it is. Everything's just a distraction. Like, we're all so distracted. It's so easy to forget our why. Why are we doing this? Why does this make me feel this way? Like, I feel like reflection as a society is no longer a priority.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And it needs to be. Sorry, I'm sliding. But it just needs to be. It's one of those things that without reflection, there's no point in doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can't see your growth from the beginning because you're not reflecting on it, it's easy to forget why you're doing it. It's easy to lose the motivation. You know what I mean? You lose 20 pounds in the first 3 months, and then the second 3 months you only lose 10. You lost 30 pounds in 6 months. Like, that's still, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to be like, right now I've only done this. But in the grand scheme of things, from when you've started, how much have you changed? How much have you improved? How much has this affected you as a whole? And I feel like that's always, like, inspiring. You know what I mean? Like, thinking about, I lost 20 pounds last quarter, 10 pounds this quarter, but 30 pounds total. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But when you think the 10 and the 20, you're like, oh, well, clearly I'm doing something wrong now because it was working better in the beginning.
Right.
And that can be defeating.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Oh, I felt way more spiritual when I first started reading my Bible every day versus now when I'm reading every day. But, like, I'm not, as intently reading it because I'm kind of just, it's part of your routine now. So now it's a checklist. Oh, wake up, brush my teeth, read my Bible, get dressed, go to work. Boom, 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 boom. As opposed to before, you're like, oh my God, I want to read my Bible. I want to go in and I want to spend time. I want to go to the gym. I want to go on a run. I want to go to this new job and do my best that I can. You know what I mean? Like, remember your why, and then look at the big picture. Like, how much has it changed since you started? How much have you changed since you started?
Yeah.
Is like a
big I think that's one of the
me.
big things that we just don't realize. Like, we don't see the change. Like, other people will see the change. And like sometimes we will, right? But I feel like more times than not, we don't, because we're with ourselves every single day of every single second. So like we don't even see how, but even like me and you, like we can look back on like the podcast, or like we can look back on different times in our lives and stuff like that. And because we've known each other for so long, you know, we can see the growth, we can see the differences, we can see this and that. But like to that person, it's like, oh, I don't really, you know, we kind of just downplay ourselves. So it's like, you also have to give yourself credit too. Like, yeah, it's of course great to want to continue to strive and get better and be better, and we should, but you also have to give yourself credit. You know, I feel like we've lost a lot of that too. And like just being like, hey, like I'm doing the best I can. Like sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough, and then I'll look back on like the week and I'm like, man, like there was a lot in that week. Like, you know, yeah, maybe it didn't all like, you know, I feel like sometimes we're in such like a money driven society. So it's like, oh, well, it didn't earn me a lot of money, so I'm a failure. But it's like, no, like I did something creatively. I did something, you know, spiritually. I did something for the soul. I did something for the body. I did something for the mind. It's like those things are really important too. They're even more so important than the money. But I feel like everybody looks at the money and like, oh, that's a successful person. Oh, that's a person who does things, whatever. And it's like, well, you know, that's not the only measure. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that isn't a measure.
I think the comparison game is just so dangerous.
Yeah, of course.
The comparison game is so dangerous, dude. Like,
which we had an episode on if you want to go back and check it out.
Yeah, you should, because it's just so, it's like, that's like the worst part of social media is the comparison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like what is causing mental health to like plummet.
Well, and I feel like, you know, nowadays I was even, you know, gonna bring this up as like a slight, you know, end to the podcast topic, is like, you know, nowadays we're seeing a shift in that area though. We're seeing a shift in social media content, you know, going towards more real. And I'm curious to see, you know, how that develops, because it's like nowadays it's like get ready with me, or it's like a day in the life, and it's just literally a person recording, or like there's people like literally just recording themselves, me at my 9 to 5, what I ate at my 9 to 5, or like come get a drink with me at a restaurant. Like, and people are just doing things alone by themselves. They're just like recording themselves in their day-to-day lives. And like there are a lot of people, you know, having success in that area, and I think it's because like again, it's a weird thing, because I'm like, okay, great, maybe we're getting away from the comparison, but at the same time, is that a sign that like we're becoming a more lonely generation? Because instead of like us going out and being with people and having conversations and doing things, are we just sitting on TikTok, like living vicariously through other people's lives and what they do, and like just feeling the comfort in that we're like, well, I could just chill with my phone. Like I feel very, like I feel like I like, you know, I don't know, in a way you almost feel like you hung out with people, like, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. It's weird.
And that because I know me and you aren't really into it. Yeah. But you don't know what I'm gonna say. Don't say yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
See how sassy you beginning with me.
I can't imagine how that affects people with the streaming culture. Because they actually are talking to you. Yeah. Hey, chat, what do you think I should do? And they will actually, there's like so much higher chance of them actually seeing you and your comment, that I feel like people start building like social media relationships with people that have no idea who they are. And and that's another thing with those get ready with me's and like all these people that I follow too. I love it. Like one of my favorite dudes, James, he just be sitting on the toilet and talking like that, and like that's like my favorite. I'm like, yeah, bro, me too. Like I feel like, that. I can relate, you know what I mean?
To this, bro.
Yeah, for real. But it's just yeah, bro. We can have a whole other episode.
Yeah,
about
it's
just
relatable content, and it's just like it's something that brings comfort and brings, you know, joy, of course. And like I said, we're not immune to it, but I think like I'm just curious to see, like, because again, I think it's good that we're getting away from this, you know, super highly glamorous content and like, oh, I'm doing all this in a day. But now we're starting to see more normal day-to-day
weekend
lives.
in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, now we're starting to see more normal content, which is great, because I think anybody can become a content creator. And, you know, I think it's something that I think about doing a lot too. But at the same time, like, I'm just curious to see what that'll be like in the sense of, because, you know, we've just have gotten so much smaller as like in terms of the things we do outside as a society since COVID. It's kind of bounced back ever since COVID, kind of dipped down. But now it's like, okay, is everybody going to just be adjusted to this? And again, like you said, we're not even a part of the streaming. Like, I don't watch streamers. I might catch clips of them on Instagram, whatever. But like, I've never actively joined a stream and like watched it. So I'm like,
I'll be like, oh my God, it's 7:00. They're streaming right now. I got to get on.
Yeah. So it's like, what is that like? And these guys are doing subathons and all this. And I'm like, people are
24-hour
spending 24 hours
like,
with them, like just in their room, wherever they are. I don't know. It's crazy. It's interesting to think about, but I think at the same time, like you said, I just brought it up because the comparison. But
I think the streaming industry is gonna affect so much. Like even the music industry lately has been being affected. Like I don't know if you've seen that. Like Drake and Justin Bieber have been doing like they haven't been like dropping music. They've been like showing it on streams because one, they get more money out of it, and then two, it's free marketing, bro. Everything gets clipped. Everything gets clipped. Yeah. I've never gone to Twitch, Kick, or whatever other app there is for streaming. I've never gone on it and watched a live stream.
Yeah.
But I've seen so many clips of live streams.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I know everything. I feel like I know everything that's going on because I see the clips all the time. And I love the clips. They're entertaining. They're great. But I was like, but I'm not there like being like, oh no, bro, do this. Oh, you should say this. What about this? Oh, remember that? I'm like, I'm not invested like that. Like that's crazy.
Going like a million miles a minute. Like, how are you guys keeping up with this, bro? But no, that's one of the things that Drake had said because he just did an interview or something, and they're asking him about like that, and he's like, listen, man, it's just like staying current with the times. Like that's something that is a new way that people are going to be releasing their music is through streams and. Going on streamers and previewing, music they're working on and stuff like that is where the future of it's heading because that's where the next generation is right now.
Free private concerts.
How do you tap into that?
Yeah,
exactly.
Or
it's like tapping
private
into
concerts at home. Like,
yeah.
That's what Justin Bieber was doing.
Where it's going, man.
Justin Bieber hasn't performed in years, and he's over here like performing on his live streams every once in a while just because he wants to. Like, you know what I mean? Yep. And boy's making bread off of it.
Exactly. You can make money off of it too nowadays. So it's marketing and you're making money and you're helping other streamers grow and stuff like that. So it's an interesting social media is growing in a really, really interesting way. And I'm just curious to see like where it all pans out, But anyways, I think that will wrap this up. Unlike me with my Christmas presents, I'm going to perfectly wrap up this episode.
Wait, hold on. I have one question because I know we never agreed on something for the third section, but my wife asked me this question like a while ago, and I was like, this is kind of a good one. She goes, do you think seasonal flavors, like for example, like Starbucks drinks, right? Pumpkin during the fall, peppermint during winter, and like lavender during spring, I don't know. Do you think seasonal flavors are good because they're seasonal or because they're actually good? And in my opinion, I think they're good because they're seasonal. If I could get a pumpkin spice latte year round, I wouldn't. Personally. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but does that mean that it's not good?
No, but I don't know if everyone but I don't know if everyone would want it because people want what they can't have. I only crave Chick-fil-A on Sundays. I love Chick-fil-A. I think Chick-fil-A is the best.
Sure.
But the only time I wake up and I'm like, damn, I could go for a chicken sandwich right now.
I mean, I definitely think there's something there's some psychology behind it for sure.
But like, do you think it would be as popular? Like eggnog. I don't even like eggnog, but every winter I try eggnog.
I definitely,
you know what I mean?
I don't think it'd be as popular. The only one that I actually think might be as popular would be pumpkin spice because I feel like me and you are in the minority of like, we like it, but we're not really like, we don't really care for it. Like even this season, the only time I got it is maybe when we've done a review, but like other than that, like I'm not getting it. Whereas like I know other people are like every time they go and get coffee, that's what they're getting now. So I'm like, I feel like that one could stand the test of the time. The rest of them, the eggnog, the peppermint bark, all these other like maybe more like the Christmassy ones. I feel
graham cracker, like
I feel like those. I think that they would have a little bit, but I don't think that they would do as well. Right. And it is an interesting thing. Like why not drink eggnog year round? If it's a good drink, why not drink it all year round? And it's like maybe because it's like when you only get a couple of months with it, you don't have time to lose that excitement of it. It's like, oh, this is so good, I love this, and then like after the 2 months, it's like, oh, I can't have this anymore because nobody's selling it. I mean, I'm sure you can order it off Amazon, but like nobody's really checking for it. And it's like, you know, maybe if it was year round, like nobody would care about it anymore, you know?
Right. So you agree that seasonal flavors are only good, are only as popular because they're limited?
I would agree with that because I do think that like the taste is going to be the same. However, I think that, yeah, they're only as popular because of the season. And like even me, bro, like I'm not even like, I like peppermint and stuff, but like I'm not like huge on it. But like if I see it on a menu somewhere right now, I'm like, should I get that latte instead?
Peppermint mocha? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, should I get that?
It.
Like it's Christmas. It just feels Christmassy. Like let me get in the spirit and the mood and the vibe of it. And so sometimes I will, you know, sometimes I won't, sometimes I will. But I'm like, yeah, it's really because of that, right? Like if this was the summer and I saw that on a menu, I wouldn't even look at it. I'd be like, okay. But because it's Christmas, it's a little bit different, you know? So yeah, I can definitely agree to that.
Interesting question, right? Like I never thought of that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. Should have her
like
on
my
sometime.
wife. Anyways. Thank you guys. Don't let your flames be the seasonal drinks. And you know what I mean?
Sure. I don't know what that means, but sure.
Don't let the flame die out like the seasonal drinks.
There you go. That's
There
how we're
we
going to
go.
end it off here.
Yeah, amen.
Well, in
Drop
case
the
you
mic.
forgot,
Not this
my
one.
name's Tyler,
My name's Gabriel.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace. Go get that
Peace.
sorbet.
Yeah, for real.
Catching Up podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.